My name is Rob Lucas, and I'm a practitioner of Ashtanga Yoga. I started practicing when I was 17 years old for no specific reason. It was just something that I enjoyed doing. But as I practiced it, I found myself going deeper and deeper into it. And after a couple years, it just became a major part of my life. Because of that, it really started to take me further in ways that I never expected. And I'd like to introduce you guys to some of those things that I fell in love with. The way that this practice changes your body, changes your mind, changes your spirit. You may not see it right away when you look from the outside, but it brings you a lot of internal strength. And I think it's very different from other sorts of exercise and also other sorts of yoga that you might have seen. So why don't you come along and do it with me, and maybe you'll get at least some little bit of that inspiration. Find your way to the front of your yoga mat and start in this position that's called Samastitihi, or equal standing. We're going to begin with what's called Surya Namaskara, sun salutations. And we're going to go through one sort of slow to give you guys an idea of how to do these positions, and from there we'll move on. Alright, beginning here, take your feet together with your toes and ankles touching. Notice your thighs, you're going to engage them. See if you can feel length in your spine. Your shoulders roll down along your back. Your sternum rises upward. And then just see if you can feel this place, a few inches below your navel, drawing inward a little, engaging, finding strength in your core. From there, take a deep exhale. As you inhale, lift your arms up over your head. Notice your thighs engage. Your back ribs lift upward. Shoulders roll down, and chest starts to open. As it opens, notice your little fingers touch here, and they press together. This is going to create movement in the shoulders to let you find your chest lifting up as you look up towards your thumbs. Now we're going to take one more inhale here as you lift upward high, and then as you exhale, start to fold. You may need to let your knees bend as your hands come to the floor, but you want to make sure that you touch your ribs to your legs as you look back. Put some weight forward in your toes, and that'll give you a stretch in your hamstrings. Now notice my back is still straight, and that's why I want you to make sure your ribs touch your thighs. If your legs can straighten there, they can, but notice the ribs are still touching the legs. So if this happens, just make sure you keep your knees bent. Alright, one more time, exhaling there. Inhale as you lift your chest. And as you look forward, you feel a stretch right here in the backs of your legs. In the hamstrings, feel extension in your spine. Now as you exhale, you're going to put some weight on your hands and step your feet to a push-up. Feet are hip distance apart, hands are shoulder distance. Engage your core. Feel free to drop your knees to the floor. You want to make sure that your back stays straight. Don't let yourself do this. Instead, from here, keeping your back straight, bend your elbows. And just go as far as you can without losing control. If your knees are up, that's fine. Keep your back straight. One more inhale. Exhale. Release. Point your toes. Hands are going to come back by your lower ribs. And notice your elbows, they're inward. Shoulders start to come back and your chest lifts. At this point, look at my feet. They're pointed back, the toes and the tops of the feet are on the floor. Push with your feet and lift your knees nice and high. This is going to keep your back safe, so make sure you don't skip this part of the movement. Engage your core a little bit. And then the shoulders come back as your lower ribs move forward. You may not be able to go this far. It might look like this. That's much better than this. And so at this point, legs are still engaged. Your chest lifts high away from the earth. As it lifts, notice it's higher than your shoulders. Shoulders back, ribs forward. From here, exhaling, push with your toes, pull with your thighs, and extend yourself back into this position, downward facing dog. Your arms engage and your spine is long. Now your knees might be bent and your heels might be off the floor like this. The focus is on making your back straight and long. Breathe in this position. One more inhale there. Now as you exhale, you're going to look between your hands. Shoulders move away from you. On the inhale, let your shoulders move forward as you step. Lift your chest and lengthen, just like we began. Exhale now, start to go down. Remember, your knees might be bent like this. As you look back, feel a stretch. Inhale, stand all the way up, lift your arms. Feel length in your spine. Shoulders come down and around as your hands come together. This position might seem simple, but it forms the basis of a lot of the other things we're going to do. So see if you can really work on it. Thighs engage, long spine. Look at your thumbs. And then exhale. Release your arms down at your sides. Let's take one more slowly. Inhale as you lift your arms up. Extend toward the sky. Thighs are engaged. Exhale, folding. Go as far as you can with your back straight, and then when you feel you can't go any further, let your knees bend so you can touch. Look back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to a push-up. Elbows are tight. Now notice your shoulders. They're not here. They're away from your ears. Chest is forward. And then release. Point your toes. Hands back a little. Inhale, lift your chest. Lift your legs. Shoulders back, chest high. Lower ribs move forward. If it feels good to look up, you can. But feel free to look forward. Exhale, roll back with your toes, and look back through your legs. Once again, notice your shoulders extend away from your hands. Now you may feel a little bit of pressure on your wrists in this position. That's a sign that you're doing it wrong, so take a look at your hands and notice. Do they look like this? If so, you want to really make sure that you can feel every knuckle connect to the floor. To get that, notice the first knuckle of your index finger. Push it down. Starting from there, slowly spread out all the other knuckles. And then let your wrist start to feel a little lighter. It might even lift an inch away from the floor. One more breath. Exhale as you look forward. Inhale again. Step forward. Lift your chest. Feel extension. Exhale, go down toward the earth. Inhale, rise all the way up. Lifting nice and high. Exhale, release your arms down. All right, and now that you've got a bit of a sense of the movement there, we're going to work on putting a connection between the movements that we're doing and your breath. We're going to start out real simple, but see if you can follow along, okay? So look, what you may have been doing just now, or what you might start to do, is something like this. Okay, instead of that, we want to try to find this connection. Where the breath and the movement are linked together. And so we're just going to see if we can work on that connection first. Take a deep exhale and let all the air move out of your body. As the inhale begins, your arms lift up over your head. Keep inhaling until you're looking up. Pause for a moment. Exhale as your arms come down at your sides. Make sure again, inhaling, continue to inhale until you finish the movement. Don't exhale. Exhale as your arms come down at your sides. 3 more times like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good, now we're going to try to put that a little bit further. Taking an inhale, lift your arms all the way up. As you exhale, fold, put your hands on the floor. Inhale, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, belly to thighs, again, look back. Inhale, stand all the way up, lifting high. Exhale, releasing the arms down. If that worked, let's go a little further. Inhale, lift your arms, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, hands on the floor, look back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale as you step to a push-up, and keep exhaling as you lower. Inhale, adjust, lift, and open. Exhale, go to the downward dog, look back, and breathe. As you breathe here, see if you can count your breaths. We'll be here for 5. Let your mind focus on that and start to find that internal connection. Exhaling, look forward. Inhale, come forward, lift your chest. Exhale, go down, look back. Inhale, rise all the way up, lifting high. Exhale, releasing the arms down. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe. 1. Let your neck relax. 2. 3. 4. 5. Exhaling. Inhale, come forward again, long spine. Exhale down. Inhale, all the way lift. Exhale, Samasthiti, one last time. Ekam, inhaling. Go back, exhale. 3, inhale. Chakwari, exhale. Mancha, inhale. Shut, exhale. One. Notice each inhalation breathes a little bit more life into your body. Your spine lengthens, your legs engage. 4. And 5, exhaling. Inhale, come forward, long spine. Exhale down. Inhale, all the way uplifting. Exhale, Samasthiti, Surya Namaskara, B. Inhale now as you bend your knees. There's weight on your heels. Thighs are together, knees squeezing inward. Lift your arms up. See if you can feel length in your spine. Shoulders again move out of the way so you can open your chest as you extend through your fingertips. One more inhale. Exhale, hands on the floor, look back. Inhale again, look forward. Exhale to a push-up. Elbows are tight. Inhale, look, you might see if you can press with your toes to roll to the tops of your feet now. Feet pressed firm in the floor. If that doesn't work, remember, you can always go down first. Either way you're here, strong legs, chest high, lower ribs forward. Exhale, roll, back over your toes. Now adjusting your left foot, comes forward a few inches and turns 45 degrees. Notice the heel is still up, step your right foot up between your hands. Now as I come up, I'm not going to let this foot come here. Instead, as I stand, the back heel comes back as it comes down. Now square your hips like so. That's why we adjusted that foot. So now both the hips are pointing straight forward. Keep that and feel weight in your back foot. As you do so, you're going to be able to start to bend deep in your front knee, and you should feel a stretch right here in the psoas. Once you've got that, inhale it, lift high with your arms. Exhale, hands down, step to a push-up, and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot, so again, adjust the right foot slightly. Left foot comes up between your hands. As you stand, weight comes onto the back foot. Squaring your hips. Notice your pelvis can tilt a little, and you should feel a stretch in the psoas. As you bend deep here, now start to notice the line from your thigh to your ribs, and then all the way to your fingertips. Let it get longer as your hands come together. One more inhale here. Exhale, hands on the floor, step to a push-up, and lower. Inhale, upward dog, whichever way works. Exhale, downward, facing dog. and breathe. Now notice your arms. They're not going to be here like this. Instead, you want them straight, and then your triceps squeeze inward. As you do that, it gives you a nice straight joint so that you can extend in your spine. And also, you don't have to work so hard. You can sort of rest on the skeleton a little. But use the power of your arms to create that. And you'll get a little bit more extension. One more. Exhale as you look forward. Inhale, come forward. Lift your chest. Exhale down toward the earth. Weight on your toes. Inhale, bend your knees. Feel weight on your heels as you lift your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. Again, a little faster. Inhale, bend your knees and lift your arms up. Exhale, hands on the floor, look back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to the push-up. Strong. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Adjusting your left foot, right foot forward. Inhale, coming up, lifting. Feel the stretch. Exhale, all the way down again. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Adjusting the right foot, left foot forward. Standing. Again, feel weight on your back foot as you lift high. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step to a push-up. And lower. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Once again, from this downward dog, feel your thighs engaging. Feel length in your spine. 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come forward. Lift your chest. Exhale down. Inhale, bend your knees. Lift your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. One last time. Ekam, inhaling. Kava, exhale. Trini, inhale. Chatwari, exhale. Pancha, inhale. Shat, exhale. Sapta, inhaling. Ashtal, exhale. Nava, inhale. Desha, exhale. Ekadesha, inhaling. Dwadesha, exhale. Trayordesha, inhale. Chaturdesha, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Panchadesha, inhale. Shodesha, exhale. Saptadesha, inhale. Samastiti. Now, take your hands to your hips and step your feet hip distance apart. As you exhale, you're going to start to tilt from your pelvis, like the hinge of a door, keeping your back straight. And then maybe your knees need to bend as you drop your hands down and take hold of your big toes. Find an inhale here as you lengthen your spine again. And then on the exhale again, maybe your knees are bent, touch your belly, and then your ribs to your thighs. As you look back, some weight comes forward in your toes. Now at this point, if you feel you can go a little deeper, you might start to straighten your legs. That's fine. But notice if this happens. It's better to keep the knees bent. Shoulders start to move away from your ears here, creating space for your neck. It's relaxed and easy. And then gently the weight starts to move toward your toes as your head draws inward a little. One more breath, exhale there. With an inhale, start to look forward to the extension. With an exhale, bend your knees a little more. And now maybe you can slide your hands underneath the soles of your feet. If that feels uncomfortable, stay in the previous position. If you feel alright, let's go for it. Inhale, lengthen and extend forward. Exhale, move down to that. And again, there's weight toward your toes as you draw in. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, forward for the extension. Exhale there. As you inhale, stand as you take your hands to your hips. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhaling, step your right foot behind you, and then turn the left foot to 90 degrees as you turn your right foot to face away. See if you can line up the heel of your front foot with the arch of the back foot. Take your arms over your legs. And now keep your whole body in this plane as you exhale and start to extend out with your right arm. Don't let yourself go here. Staying in that plane, drop the hand down. And look up. Your hand might be here, it might be here. It's all okay. Feel your feet start to grip the floor. Shoulders away from each other as you look at your thumb. Notice your lower belly, draw inward, engaging there. Focus most of all on your legs. One more. Exhale, just look down. Inhale, stand, turn your feet. Exhale, extending out. Notice your left hip is coming underneath you here in order to create that extension. As you drop the hand down, see if you can feel your right hip turning up. Engage your core, notice your right ribs lift as you lift your arm. 1, 2. Notice the strength and your softness in the position. Shoulders are relaxed, but extending away from each other. Your thighs are engaged and supporting, but your lower back feels comfortable. One more exhale as you look down. Inhale, stand. Turning your feet, and notice your back foot turns to about 45 degrees. That allows you to square your hips here. From there, keep them square as you exhale and extend your spine forward, dropping your left hand to the floor. Now from there, notice your right hip is moving back, and then try to feel your lower back is flat as much as possible. Push down with your left hand, and that'll help you to bring your shoulder right over your wrist. Keep the right hip back, chest forward, and then see if you can lift high with your right arm. Slowly turning your chest, look up towards your thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhaling. Inhale, stand. Turning the feet, again. Square your hips. On the exhale, extend far forward as you take your right hand to the floor this time. Notice your feet, grip the earth here. That's your foundation. Pelvis is level, chest is forward as your shoulder comes over your wrist. By the way, if it feels uncomfortable here, don't be afraid to keep your hand on the inside of the foot. Don't be afraid to find a slight bend in your knee. Once again, see if you can lift the left arm up toward the sky. Call this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhaling. Inhale, stand. 5-pointed star. Exhale, Samastitihi. Equal standing again at the front of your mat. As you inhale, step to the right again. Feet wider this time as you turn the right foot to face away. As you exhale, you're going to bend deep in your right knee, and then maybe take your right forearm to your thigh as the left arm extends over your head out past your ear. However, if this feels easy, try taking that right hand all the way down to the floor. Notice your front knee and try to bring it right over your ankle. Not past it, but not way behind it either. Right above there. Notice your back foot now, gripping the floor. And we'll call this 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, stand. Turn your feet. Exhale, bend deep. Taking the left hand to the floor this time. And the right arm extends over your head, up past your ear. Back foot grips the earth. Notice the line from your back foot to the tips of your fingers. And see if you can extend through that line. The longer you get through there, the deeper the stretch. Notice also your hip. You don't want it to be here. Your knee pushes into your arm, and your left hip comes underneath you. For one more exhale. Inhale, stand. Again, turning your feet. Notice your back foot. See if you can lift your heel off the floor. From there, your hips are square. And now we can bend deep into the right knee. Lift high with your left arm. Gently from here, see if you can slide that arm to the outside of your leg. And you may only get this far, this is fine. Eventually you're going to try to get your armpit all the way to your leg. And so it's useful to use your hand against your thigh and push yourself across. Once you've got that, palms come together, just like this. From here, press your right hand against the left one and turn. You can stay here, strong in the back leg. Maybe you can look up. One more breath. And again, exhale, look down. Inhale, stand. Turning your feet, your right arm lifts up over your head. From there, you're gonna start to bend deep into the left leg this time. And then same idea, slide that arm to the outside of your leg. Turn your chest. As it turns, take your hands together. Slowly twisting, stay strong in your back leg. Maybe you can look up. Or one hand down as you plant your back foot strong. Turning your chest, see if you can extend the other arm over your head. Breathe. Notice now that you can feel your knee pushing against your arm. One more. Exhale there. Inhale. Stand, 5-pointed star. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhaling, step to the right again, hands on your hips. Legs engaged, feet parallel. Exhale as you tilt from your pelvis, your back is straight, hands to the floor. Inhale, look forward, feel extension in your spine. Exhale, start to move down into this, and look back. Your head might not get to the floor, it might look like this. There's no point in going here like so. Focus on keeping your legs straight and your back straight. One more. Exhale there. Inhale, look forward. Again, long spine. Exhale, notice there's weight on your feet here as they grip the earth. Inhale, stand, hands in your hips. Exhale there. Inhale, arms away from each other. Exhale, hands to your hips again. Inhale, reconnect with your legs and your spine. Exhale, tilting from your pelvis. Engage your core and use that to create that tilt without rounding your back as you move down into that. Same position you were just in, strong legs, and breathe. One more exhale there. Inhale as you stand. Exhale. Inhale, arms away from each other. Exhale, hands behind your back. We're going to interlace your fingers. With an inhale, your shoulders roll behind you. Let's even place the palms of your hands together as you lift your chest. Now exhale. Start to move forward again. This time, maybe it looks like this, but you're going to see you can start to let your shoulders open as your arms move toward the floor. Breathing there and just starting to feel that stretch. One more exhale there. Inhale, stand all the way up again. Exhale, hands together, your hips again. Inhale, strong legs, long spine. Exhale, move forward, take hold of your big toes. Inhale, lift your chest, feel extension here. Exhale, start to move down into that. And breathe, thighs are engaged. And just notice, this is the chance to really start to explore the flexibility in your hamstrings, and the backs of your legs. Letting yourself go a little bit deeper into that. Just for one more exhale there. Inhale, lift your chest, feel extension. Exhale here. Inhale, stand, hands in your hips. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, step to the right again. Turn and face your right foot now. Once again, notice your hips are square, so you want your back foot at 45 degrees. And then take your hands behind your back. Now maybe you're just going to grab on to opposite elbows, like so. However, if you feel good, see if you can take your hands in prayer with your fingers pointing up along your spine. Either way is fine. We're just starting to stretch the shoulders a little. Notice your legs engage, and as you inhale, you're going to open your chest. Now as you exhale, look straight forward, and then start to move your chest toward that spot that you're looking at. You're going to get your back nice and straight. Really see if you can feel that extension in your spine. Feet grip the floor. Now you can stay right here, or if you can keep your back straight, you can start to move even further into that position. Notice it shouldn't look like this. Instead, we want to keep that length. Just one more. Exhale there. Inhale, stand. Exhale, turn, face the other way. Once again, find an inhale as you open. And then keeping your feet strong on the floor. Exhale as you extend forward. Gently, your belly moves towards your thigh or not. But remember, feel the length in your spine and feel your hips level. One more exhale there. Inhale, stand. 5-pointed star. And just release your wrists a little. Exhale, Samastitihi. From here now, putting some weight into your left foot. Just take your left hand to your hip. Gently, notice your left leg, it's strong and engaged. And then before you go anywhere, I want you to find a spot out in front of you and focus your eyes. As you focus your eyes, you'll focus your mind. And as you focus your mind, the body starts to stabilize. Now from here, as you inhale, see if you can lift your right leg up and just grab onto your knee. Again, the standing leg is strong and straight. From here, you can stay right here, keeping your back straight and your shoulders in alignment. If you feel good, see if you can grab onto your big toe like so. Notice I'm using 2 fingers between the big toe and the next toe, and the thumb wraps around the outside. Feel good? Stay here. Feel awesome? See if you can start to move your foot forward. But notice I'm not going to let my chest or my shoulder fall on my foot. Instead, as you stay standing tall, just keep everything else where it is. And so your knees probably still bend. Call this 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling here. Exhale as you start to move the leg out to the side. As you do so, see if you can look to the left. Breathe there. Notice your hip stays down. Again, exhale there. Inhale, the leg comes back to center. Exhaling. One more inhale, standing tall. And then as you exhale, let it go. And take your hands to your hips. Breathe. That leg is strong. Your spine is long. Firm standing leg. Just for one more inhale, lift. Exhale, foot to the floor. From here now, putting weight into the other foot. Gently inhale as you take your left leg up. Maybe you're going to take the knee. Strong standing leg, long spine. Maybe you want your big toe. Maybe you're going to straighten the leg. Shoulder comes back and down. Standing leg strong. Spine is long. See if you can smile. One more inhale like this. And again, as you exhale, see if you can open that leg out to the side. Looking to the right this time. Inhale, it comes back to center. Let's exhale here. Inhale, notice you standing tall. Exhale, keep your leg where it is as you let it go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhaling, foot to the floor. From here now, putting weight into your left foot again. And then as you inhale, for today we're just going to take the right foot to your left thigh. Just working a modification of the next pose as we start to get a sense of openness in the hip here. If your foot doesn't want to go this high, it's fine. Maybe it stays down a little lower. Maybe you're going to place it against your calf or even all the way down on the ankle. All this is cool. Don't put it against your knee, okay? From here, you can start out by looking at the floor. It makes it easier to balance. Feel your hips starting to open and the knee turn outward. Now, maybe you want to take your hands in a prayer. You might see if you can look straight forward here. If you feel good, try lifting your arms. If you're feeling really good, you might start to look up. Breathing 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhaling, foot to the floor. Putting weight into the right foot this time. Inhale as you take your left foot to your right thigh. Again, notice your hips are open as you take your hands in a prayer. You might see if you can lift your arms up. You might start to lift your gaze. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhaling, foot to the floor. Take a moment. Notice your big toes are touching. Thighs are engaged. Ankles are touching. Exhale. See if you can feel that place a few inches below your navel. Draw back towards your spine. Inhale as you lift your arms, long spine, chest lifting. Exhale, hands on the floor, look back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to a push-up. Elbows are tight. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale down, facing dog. Inhale, feet between your hands again. Bend your knees. Squeeze your legs together. There's weight on your heels. As you lift your arms. Hold, core engaged, shoulders down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhaling, hands on the floor, look back. Inhale, forward. Exhale to a push-up and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward. facing dog. Adjusting the left foot. Step your right foot forward. Inhale as you start to stand. Notice your hips are square. Your pelvis again scoops underneath you as you bend deep. And then once again, inhaling, feel length from your thigh to your fingertips as you reach high. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, straighten the leg, turn your feet. Square your hips again, and you may have to adjust your feet a little bit so you feel stable. Start to bend deep in your right knee. Sorry, your left knee again now. And slowly feel the stretch right here in the psoas. Call this 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, open your arms over your legs. Your hips open toward the side wall. Adjusting your feet, you want to line up the heel of your front foot with the arch of the back. Arms over your legs, and start to bend nice and deep. And 5. Inhaling, turn, face the other way. Exhale, slowly bending. Once again, the hips are up. Notice your core engaging. Back leg is strong, the foot gripping the floor. 3, 4. Again, sink a little deeper. Inhale there. Exhale to a push out. Nice and strong. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale down. Facing dog. From here now, just drop your knees to the floor for a moment and sit back toward your heels. All right, take a little rest here now. So we just finished the standing sequence from Ashtanga Yoga. This is basically the warm-up for this practice. It's a great thing because it manages to stretch and also use pretty much every part of your body. But we did it in a relatively basic way. And so if we were able to move on to maybe the next level of this practice, you'll get to go deeper with everything we did as we move into the seated part of the practice. However, for today, we've not got that much time left, so we're going to go now into some of the finishing practice. And we're just going to work with the last few poses in the Ashtanga Yoga sequence. This is where we start to cool things down and let your body receive everything that we've just put it through. Alright, so the next pose, don't be scared, is headstand. And we're just going to work on the basics of the headstand. From the downward dog, again, we put our knees to the floor. And then you're going to place your elbows on the floor here. Now, from here, notice that your elbows want to be shoulder distance apart. So they're right underneath your shoulders. One way to easily check that is to reach over and grab onto the outsides of your arms. If you can touch, your elbows are in the right spot. Keep them there as you take your hands forward and interlace your fingers. And then from here, just take a look first before you try. You're going to place the top of your head on the floor. And probably your elbows went like this. Don't let it happen. Keep them shoulder distance. Next, notice your hands press against the floor. Notice your forearms press against the floor. And then you're going to lift your shoulders. Give you an idea? It looks like this. Shoulders lifted high away from your ears. Alright? As you go into this position, maybe right now you've got that, but then we're going to try to lift the knees up, and you might find that this happens. If it does, make sure you bring them back, okay? If you can't, go back down onto your knees. And you're just working on getting that strength and movement to push your forearms and your elbows to the floor and keep your shoulders high. Okay? So now, try to remember that, and maybe you're going to do this part with me. As you place the top of your head on the floor, forearms ground, shoulders lift, see if you can lift your knees up. Keeping your shoulders lifted, see if you can step your feet one step towards your head. Again, if your shoulders collapse, back up. If they feel good, see if you can tilt your heels towards your head. Now notice my back. Remember, I'm not going this way. Look at my elbows. They're not lifting off the floor like this. Instead, they're going to push down. Shoulders stay high, right where they were. And so as the heels lift, it's not your back that moves. Instead, it's your hips that move. Alright, we're going to take 5 more breaths like this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, knees down, sit back toward your heels. Child's pose, just for a moment. Alright, now if you work on that every day, your shoulders are going to get stronger, you're going to get that lift that will allow you to work into the headstand. We're going to go into one more variation of it now though. Is we're going to work with a wall, but you're still going to keep your feet on the wall. So we're not going up into the headstand here. Instead, same position, head is on the floor, but look, as I lift my knees up, I can try stepping my feet onto the wall. Now notice again, shoulders are not here. This is where you're going to feel pain in your neck. Lift your shoulders up and just keep your feet, look, not up here, instead in line with your hips. Shoulders lift. Feels too tough? Keep your feet on the floor or your knees down. Alright, we're going to do 5 more breaths like this now. Shoulders are high. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhaling, come down, child's pose once again. As you inhale, just sit up. And for today from here, take your legs out from underneath you. You can find yourself any comfortable cross-legged position that you like. And from there, let a little bit of weight start to shift forward into your legs. Notice length in your spine as your whole rib cage floats away from the floor. And then your shoulders come down as you let your wrists drop out over your knees. As your shoulders move down away from your ears, your neck starts to get a little longer. From there, your chin comes toward your chest, and your sternum rises upward. Let your eyes fall closed. Notice your breath. Slow and smooth and deep. And you're trying to find a 5-count inhalation and a 5-count exhale. Inhaling, exhaling, inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. From there now, you can open your eyes and then gently just straighten your legs as you release down onto your back for what's called Shavasana, corpse pose. Let your shoulders find a nice and comfortable place underneath you. Allow your buttocks to do the same. Your feet flop open. Your arms fall away from each other with your palms facing up. Your eyes release. and your face becomes soft and smooth. And because this is Shavasana, corpse pose, allow yourself to be like the dead here now, as your whole body just begins to sink softly, millimeter by millimeter down into the earth, letting it go there, as the whole world just begins to dissolve away beneath you. Feeling ready, allow a deep inhalation to lift your arms above your head. Allowing your breath to bring life back into your body again. And from there you can let your knees come to your chest and just roll off to your right side. Release for a moment. From there, when you're ready, gently climb back up to seated. Namaste. Thanks for your hard work, and I hope you got addicted like me.